Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Facebook Live Ask Anthony this Tuesday afternoon, just a little past 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time in Australia. Hope you're all well and enjoying the week. Off into autumn we go down here in Australia. I'm the CEO of Wealth for Life, founder of Wealth for Life, an Australian property expert when it comes to all things real estate investing. One of the things I wanted to talk about today was this thing called the Great Australian Dream. Okay, so many of us have been brought up to understand the Great Australian Dream to be, owning your own home. Okay, now I'm sure it may have a different definition to some of you, but generally speaking, the Great Australian Dream is to get into your own home. Okay, now having observed this for quite some time, and again dealing with so many clients on a weekly basis here, one of the things we've realised is that this Great Australian Dream may actually be broken, okay? Now let me explain what I mean by that. So we come across countless people that do a very good job about owning their own home, okay? A majority of their wages, a majority of their salaries go towards, paying off their mortgage. They'll get that beautiful home, how's the story go? We get married, and we buy a house in an area that we can afford. If we're lucky, we get a little bit of help from mum and dad. We move into the house, and then we spend a majority of our working life, and in some cases much shorter, obviously, paying off the mortgage on that home, on the money that we've actually borrowed from the bank. And we put such emphasis and such priority on paying off that mortgage, and we feel like we haven't achieved our Great Australian Dream so long as we don't own our home, or so long as the bank still carries such a huge equity portion of our home. Okay, so here we are putting all our time and energy into buying our dream home to live in. Okay, we pay it off, we feel great, we go to bed at night thinking, oh great, we've got our home, we hold the title, there's no more mortgage, we're safe, we've made it. But let me ask you this question. Are you really safe? Have you really made it just by owning your own home? This Great Australian Dream, is that what it's desired to be? Okay? Because let me tell you something, and again, God bless you if you own your own home and you put that effort in, and you've been successful enough to actually own your own home. And we're certainly not saying that it's a bad thing to do, but I just want to give you a different reality and a different viewpoint on this Great Australian Dream. Too many of us go through life wanting to just pay off our own home. And we just leave it at that, because for the reality, most of us, we've got this idea that we've made it, whatever that is, we've made it once we've paid off and own our own home. But here's the thing, have you really made it? And if we're talking in financial terms, I would say certainly not. Why? Well, if you own your own home, again, it doesn't pay, I would consider that not to be an asset, because it doesn't actually pay you an income, okay? As long as you're living in the home, your home, you're not going to derive an income from it, okay? So you'll be constantly having to work to get that source of income. Now, whilst the house may be paid off, do you really have any freedom? Have you really made it if you have to continue to work and the only piece of real estate you do own is the one that you live in? Let's face it, when you own your own home, it doesn't give you an income. In fact, it takes income from you. You've got to pay the mortgage, you've got to pay rates, you've got to pay all the bills that go towards it, water rates, the council rates, all of that. So I wouldn't say it actually gives you an income, it actually takes money out of you. But the thing with a lot of people is this: once they own their own home, they stop. Okay? Yes, they stop. Because in their universe, they've made it. Okay? So they don't continue to go any further, because they've achieved that one thing that they had in their mind all that time, was to own their own home. Hey, I've achieved the Great Australian Dream, I've got my own home. But they don't think past that. And the problem with that is that whilst you're working, sure, it may feel like you've made it, but at some point in life, and I don't care what profession you're in, whether it be a labourer's profession or whether it be one of a white collar or blue collar profession, you're going to have to stop working, okay? Either through your body giving up or you getting to a certain age, right? There's gonna come a point in your life where you will stop working, okay? Hopefully it's through your own choice. At that point in time, I ask you to think, where is the money gonna come from when you stop working? Yes, you've got your house paid off, but again, as long as you're living in it, it's no longer an asset. You sell it, downsize, sure you'll have some money left over, but you're still gonna have to live somewhere else. And again, you're only left with a chunk of cash, which eventually will run out anyway, okay? So, where is the money gonna come from when you stop working? And could you say that you've really made it if all you've got is your own home, okay? My definition of the Australian dream, Great Australian Dream, would be a life of success without any restriction whatsoever, okay? Now that's my definition of it, not everyone else's, but yes, to have your own home, to have investments that are generating enough cash flow to give you the quality of life that you desire continuously each year, without any attention, any worry, any stress, any anxiety around that subject, money, okay? Because as long as you've got restrictions around your finances, I wouldn't necessarily say in my definition that you've achieved that Great Australian Dream, okay? Life, whether you believe it or not, or just go out there and start living, is becoming more and more expensive each year, okay? The cost of living, the necessities that we need in life are becoming more and more and more expensive. When you factor in the family and having children, and as we're getting older as well, having to take care of ourselves, and our bodies as we start to age, the costs can be quite enormous, okay? So all I ask you guys out there is to start redefining your Great Australian Dream. Have a look at what that really means to you. Because I beg to differ that if you've just bought your own home or own your own home, that you've actually achieved that Great Australian Dream, okay? Maybe what the definition of it was growing up, but certainly not what you need to be successful in life. So don't put all your attention on owning your own home as a number one priority, okay? It will hurt you later on, okay? The most successful people that we deal with, believe it or not, actually don't even own their own home, okay? Now, they've got a different definition of the Great Australian Dream, okay? They've got passive income after income after income where they no longer need to work. Do they really care about owning their own home? Not really, okay? They own plenty of homes, okay? And they choose where they live, okay? So the point I'm trying to make in this episode of Facebook Live is be careful about stopping after you've owned your own home, okay? And thinking I've achieved the Great Australian Dream, because a lot of people stop the minute they've done that, because they've got this belief that the government and the pension and somebody else outside of themselves will look after them without them putting any effort into that, okay? That's not reality. And you will find out way, way, way too late that is the wrong approach, okay? You don't want to be reading, you don't want to be watching this video that I'm recording right now, that you're watching right now. You don't want to be watching that at the age of 60, 65, okay? You're going to hate me, and you probably hate yourself even more, okay? So, have a look at your definition of the Great Australian Dream, and I ask you to challenge yourself past owning your own home, okay? Because too many people are broken right now, people that own their own home. Okay, I've got people that own $1 million homes, clients of ours that own $1 million homes that have nothing else but their own home. But they've got $1 million home. But they've got nothing else. They've got no other asset. They've got no other income stream other than their work income. And at some point, they're starting to realize now as they're getting older in life that that income from work will eventually stop. And let's face it, do you really want to be working up until you die? What kind of life is that? Okay. Now, I may rephrase that because I actually love work. Okay, so I just have again a different definition of work, which is more an activity with purpose, right? But you want to be enjoying life from the minute that you understand what life is. You want to be enjoying life, Okay, you don't have to wait till you're 65 to start enjoying life, or 60 to start enjoying life. You should be enjoying life from this moment, okay? Just to have a challenge some of those definitions that you've been brought up to believe, or that we have out there in society about the great Australian dream or the great American dream, depending on where you are watching this video. And define what the great Australian dream is for you, because I'm going to guess that it's more than just owning your own home. Because if that's all you do, and you have no other source of income or no other way of surviving financially when you stop working, what kind of an Australian dream is that? Okay. If you want more help with understanding this, or helping you clarify this for you, come and have a chat to us. We are the experts in this space, okay? We will help you get your own home. We will help you get into your own home and pay off your own home. The order or the priority we may give it may be a little bit different. We have many clients that use an investment strategy as part of their overall strategy to own their own home. They get into a number of investments, build up equity, growth in those assets. They get the cash flow from those assets. They put themselves in a position where they've got multiple streams of income, plus assets that are appreciating in value. And with that combination, they go out and use the equity or sell off some of those assets to buy their own home outright. No mortgage from any bank. I look at these guys and say, well, you've got to have your cake and eat it. You've got your own home, plus you've got income streams and assets that are working for you. Okay? These guys have, more choices in life. And usually, later on, a better quality of life if they've structured their investments correctly and bought the right type of investments. So just have a look at what the great Australian dream means for you, okay? You may be surprised that if all you've got at the end of the day is your own home paid off, it probably, I can tell you, it actually won't be enough, okay? So I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Ask Anthony Facebook Live. Give us a call on 1300 793877 if you're in Australia, or log into wealthforlife.com.au. We'd love to have a chat to you. Our results, even over the last 6 months, have been nothing short of tremendous with our clients in helping them get on the path to financial freedom, where we're giving them multiple streams of income, great appreciation in the assets they've purchased. And at the end of the day, what does that all mean? These guys have more choices and lead a better quality of life because of the time and the experience they've had with us. So thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to tune in next Tuesday at 12 o'clock for another episode of Facebook Live. Thanks, guys.